Hey guys, as a Lebanese Dead by Daylight player, I really think the time has come to create this new tier list, which will be known as the Habibi tier list. I will be doing it for killers first, and then hopefully for survivors sooner than later. So if you do enjoy this, like and comment, and also subscribe, so that I can get the motivation to do the survivor one. To explain what a Habibi is an Arabic word that literally means my love or my beloved. We do use it in a broader term, where we also say it to friends, family, and sometimes people we dislike, in a sarcastic tone, of course. So the tier list will go as the following as shown on the screen, and I will be listing all killers from launch up to the singularity. It is important to note that this video is made for fun, so give me your opinions on the tier list and let me know what you think. I'll try to make it not as long and boring and straight to the point as she said to me last week. So let's start with the lowest tier, the Never Habibis, which will be stacked, and go up towards the top tier Habibis. At the lowest tier, I will start listing the killers that I really dislike going up against, which will make them not even close to being a Habibi ever. After playing this game since 2019, the Skull Merchant was the reason I stopped playing the game. The game felt very boring after two really bad chapters, and the Skull Merchant's mechanics were a joke and pathetic. Up next, we have the Nurse. I think it's clear why most people dislike her and would rather not go against her. Her mechanics are also brain damaging. I don't know what happened to my voice, but we're gonna continue. Whenever I hear her screech, I go on autopilot mode. Next up, the Hag, and even after the changes, we got to see more Hag players, which made it more unbearable. If I can delete one killer in this game, it would be Hag, but this is questionable. I might delete most of the people on this tier list, right? Next up, we have Freddy Krueger, and to be fair, I would rate Freddy a level higher, but his power is boring, his hitbox is really questionable, and that's why I tend to not bother against him. The Clown, just like Freddy, I would rate the killer a bit higher, just because I mained him when I started playing killer a bit, but let's be honest, playing against the Clown is so freaking annoying. I would rather keep his pink farts away from myself, and being blinded 24/7 is really annoying. Next up, we have the Spirit, and I feel like mostly all killers in this tier list are ranked because of their mechanics, and I can assure you that's why I dislike the Spirit. When I play Dead by Daylight, I tend to go on a different levels of autopilot, and against this killer you really need to fix your seating position and go comp mode to know where she's coming from. I can't bother. I have a long day and I can't bother to do this, you know? That sounds sad, but anyways. Up next, we have the Legion, and yes, I love being injured 24/7 and hearing survivors moan loudly all the time, except if it's Leon moaning, then it's okay. Next up, we have the Plague, and I think most people I play with know that I hate Plague, so if DC penalties weren't a thing, I would disconnect instantly when I hear the fountains or when I see someone getting puked on. Puking is disgusting. I don't want to hear my survivor puke 24/7. Next up, there's two more killers, and I think one of them is pretty clear. Trickster? Yes, I love playing against the Trickster. Trickster is so fun. He is very easy to loop, and has a horrible mechanic. Is that sarcastic enough for you? Probably. The final killer though is Pinhead. Even with my new upgrade from a 1050 Ti to a 4060, I still managed to lag and drop frames against this sack of shit. Next up, we have the Not Habibi tier list, and we started off with the Wraith, who is fun to play against, but his uncloaking and him going really fast is quite annoying. Feels like you can always get a free hit from that. Next up, we have the Artist, and seeing the Artist in my lobby basically goes straight to the autopilot mode I brought up earlier. But it can be fun sometimes to go against her, and that's why she's a level higher. The Dredge comes in next. His night mode ability is horrible, but he's cute. Yeah, that's my reason why he's not in the lower tier. Oh well. Up last, we have the Knight, which is less annoying than the Skull Merchant, but his mechanic is interesting, yet annoying, so that's why he's a tier higher than Chris Jenner. I know I said up last when I was discussing the Knight, but I decided to modify this list with 3 more killers And I will start it off with the Nemesis, who is somewhat enjoyable to play against, but these godforsaken zombies enjoy focusing on my generator only whenever I am on one. Two more left. The next killer is the Huntress. Why? Hatchets. Surprisingly, her hatchets still have a hitbox that reaches from Lebanon to France. Pretty sure I tried to do a mandate joke, but please don't attack me for it. And finally, we have the Pig, which I feel bad for placing here since I love the pig, but her bear traps are annoying. I enjoy running around the map trying to take my party hat off. So yeah, behavior, stop nerfing the pig. Now that we've finished the not Habibi tier list, we can continue with our next step in the Habibi tier list. Until now, I've spoken about two tiers, where I think the previous mentioned killers are not Habibis to me, and the other that will never be a Habibi, no matter what. Right now, we have the average Habibi, which honestly I don't really mind going up against, but they're not killers that I really like, or tend to enjoy going up against, but they're not annoying and make me feel miserable, you know? So I like them, but it's mixed emotions sometimes. We will start it off with the Trapper, the poor poster boy of Dead by Daylight who got treated like shit since launch. I'm not a fan of looping a killer then stepping on a trap and having all of my hard work, sweat and tears go to waste, but still, I love the Trapper. He deserves love. Next up, we have the Death Slinger, or as I'd like to call him, the PP Slinger. Whether you're a Gold Nova 3 or a Silver rank on CSGO, PP Slinger takes things to another level. He's fun to play against, as both you and the killer need to be focusing on each other's movements. Up next, we have the Oni, or as my friend calls him, Oni-chan, which, well, a lot of people do at this point. I like going up against him, especially after he gets all the blood drops and he goes full anger mode. Kinda reminds me of the old emo music I used to listen to. I love it though. There's still a lot of emo in me. Up next we have the Pyramid Head, which just like Death Slinger, I call him PP Head. Both him and PP Slinger have the same mechanic where you as a survivor and the killer need to focus on each other's movements. I like that. We have 5 killers left on this tier. Sadako / Leonrio is one of them. Sadako is fun due to her height, so jump scares actually apply most of the times. It's fun to not notice her until it's too late and you hit the F-bomb and start running into walls. Next up, we have the Singularity, the new killer, and to be fair, my opinion on him might change, but for now, I am finding it quite enjoyable to play against him. He's not broken or overpowered, or has a stupid mechanic, so he's alright. Up next, we have the Doctor. Sometimes it can be annoying to go up against the Doctor due to his electrocuting abilities, where you can't vault or drop a pallet, but most of the time it's fun to go up against him, since we rarely see a Doctor nowadays. There's 2 killers left, the first being the Twins, where let's be honest, I understand why many hate on her, but we rarely see the Twins, so please give the players some respect and thank them for their services. Up last, we have the Blight, which I feel like Mr. Pinball Machine gets a lot of hate, just like the Twins, but for me it's fun to see him bumping into walls, it makes me smile. And that's it. The average Habibi tier list is done, and now we are moving up towards the above average, where I love to go up against. We have 2 killers on this tier list, starting up with Albert Wesker, the Mastermind, my beloved. I love going up against him, especially when he uses his ability and he rushes towards me, and then he proceeds to Problem why he isn't on the highest tier is that a lot of people play him, which might get boring after getting him for like 6-7 times per day, out of like 7 matches, you know. Up next we have the Ghostface, my beloved. And let's be honest, we all have a thing for Ghostface. It's like a package you buy when you start liking or watching horror movies, or like playing Dead by Daylight at this point. Something about Ghostface really clicks, you know. Also the guy can teabag. That's amazing. The tier list is coming to an end, with 4 more killers left, and since they're pretty clear, I will start naming them. We have the Demogorgon, my Habibi, or as I would like to call him, the Demo Puppy, as many others do. I don't see any reason why someone would hate our beloved Demo Puppy, but he's on the top of the tier list. Up next we have Myers, and I feel like this applies with what I said about Ghostface. Myers isn't overpowered unless you feed him his power. That's why you rarely see them at higher ranks, but man deserves love, and Myers, my beloved, I will give you the love. We have two more left, with that being the Hillbilly and Leatherface. Starting with Hillbilly, Billy, my beloved. The nerf they applied to you made the killer go from one of the most played killers to one of the least played, which is kind of upsetting. I enjoy every second going against this killer. Up last we have Leatherface, or Bubba for short. My beloved. I love Bubba. He is the top of the Habibi tier list for a reason. I sincerely don't mind getting face camped by him because it's cute, but with the future update coming in, we won't be seeing any more face camping Bubbas, which is completely sad. The video has come to an end. I want to thank everyone who pressed on the video and watched it until this point. I will leave the tier list on the screen so that if you want to see it for yourself. But remember that the killers aren't placed in any specific order. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like or a comment and even a subscribe if you would like, as it would help the channel a lot and it would mean a lot to me. I have several other content on my channel. If you want to check it out, you're more than welcome. I will conclude this video by saying that hopefully I will be doing a Survivor Habibi tier list soon, so if you do want to see that, let me know. Thank you and goodbye.
Okay. Nice, Noah. Yeah, I'm dead here. Fuck.